Good morning. This is Himraz Kafli. As you can see my name down there, I'm talking about teachership today. Not a very new concept, not a very theoretical, just an idea that teachers perform and perform in different dimensions. So this continues one of my former discussions on teaching, where I had presented 7 pillars of teachership. Okay, one of the pillars is performance. I have tried to outline some points which I understand as fundamental to performance of teachership. So the first is engagement. Obviously, teachers are engaged, if not 24 hours, 7 days, but largely uh, during these hours, like the formal hours, 10 to 4, 9 to 5. And if you happen to teach in a university, you are in constant communication, engagement with students, or even the administrators. So the engagement aspect covers includes teaching, consultations, services. Teaching, it's a common thing. Consultations, yeah, it is giving additional time to the students. And if you are teaching at a university, your teaching goes beyond the classroom activity to supervising, mentoring students and services. Teachers are also engaged in counseling, extracurricular coordination, discipline, physical training, even some other community activities within the school system or the university system. And some teachers take administrative positions and help manage the institution. Okay. So the second dimension of performance includes initiative, and initiative in 3 dimensions, 3 different directions. Initiating programs. If you are a university teacher and you have been pretty long at the university, you are also supposed to take part in program design, program launching, program promotion, academic program. It can be short-term and long-term academic programs. Project designing, that is essential to university teachers. You have to write projects, generate fund, and these are very important. And yes, apart from teaching, you are also organizing programs for students, college, for outsiders, for insiders. This happens like seminars, workshops, extracurricular activities for students, and some sort of networking activity within the system. Okay, this is also very, very important. Upgrade, somehow related with the idea of progress and the aspect of progression in 3 dimensions. Upgrade of teachers through study. This is a part of performance because you have constantly to make plans about your own upgrade and upgrade of other people, upgrade even sometimes of your college by study, and very common thing by training, occasional trainings, by qualification, by achieving a degree. Study might refer to self-study of books, journals, or whatever is related with your course or with your interest, of your interest. Training and qualification. qualification is taking a new degree through a university study. Productivity. Productivity in making creations. If you are a creative person, you might be writing books, publishing, or even, yeah, creating ideas, creating pedagogical techniques. Innovation basically refers to upgrade or addition or bringing for some kind of new idea, new technology, or new technique of teaching. Mm, and yeah, if you belong to a discipline like engineering, innovation might also refer to designing new projects with the students and sometimes you as an expert yourself. So then transfer is the ability to, you know, transmit the knowledge or the skill that you have developed over time to the generations to come. Transfer might be transfer of knowledge from you to other people, from institution to the industry. So from the lab to the manufacturing house. So this is also very, very important aspect of being a teacher. Then survival. After all of these, teachers are also very much concerned with the aspect of sustenance or sustainability in the profession. So it may be in the formative years you are trying to adjust yourself. Only that you love the profession is not sufficient for you to be able to remain there. So you may have certain other survival strategies, that means adjustment strategies with the help of colleagues with your own initiatives. Because you love the profession, you love to be accepted there, you love to continue with upgrade and with reasonable progression. And yes, once you have made adjustments, you begin to find joy in your work. And joy as a teacher is a very important aspect. And not only internalizing your situation, I mean, internalizing your personality, your choices within the system is important. Once you are inside, you've adjusted, you are now, expected to externalize your influence. That means making impacts on the people around. No doubt, there is impact on the student if you are genuinely mentoring them. But does that also influence your colleague? Does that influence also come out of the institution and reach the society through the people that you have mentored? So teaching with impact is considered foundational to human development, no matter whether this is very theoretical or is connected with some practical examples from the past. Teachers create impact in the society through their own products. And travel. Teachers traveling from one physical domain to the other physical domain, from one institution to other institution. That means for the sake of education, exposure, training, and sometimes because they are transferred from one place to another place. That is a literal idea, but even physical transfer gives a new kind of experience, new kind of sensibility. And that new sensibility or experience can be represented in the form of spiritual transfer. in spiritual travel. Uh, and that might occur when one experiences progression and experiences transformation in his or her way of dealing with people, way of teaching, way of managing the resources, way of creating new techniques. So once you constantly you accept constant evolution of yourself in terms of idea, in terms of your inclinations, in terms of your beliefs, your faith as a teacher, you are constantly traveling from one spiritual domain. Like maybe you're an idealist, you turn to be a pragmatist. You are a classicist kind of teacher, you learn to be a progressive teacher. You are very rigid, disciplinarian, teacher-centered performer. You become a very flexible, open, collaborating, a kind of, let's say, very liberal performer, considering each individual, the other side, to have certain kind of potential, even to teach you. So that I would call a spiritual travel. And disciplinary travel, that is more or less connected with both previous forms of travel. But by disciplinary travel, I mean moving from one disciplinary domain to the other disciplinary domain, sometimes physically, not in order to learn, not in order to earn a new degree, which is not possible all the time, but in order to see how people work in the other discipline. I mean, when you are a botanist and you want to see how psychologists work, you're a psychologist, you want to see how computer scientists work, you are a computer scientist, you want to see how geographers work. And probably you'll see some similarity in the way you are experiencing your own profession. And yeah, differences in the way you are tackling certain hurdles, certain problems, some human and technical issues. So it is always good to see how people in the other side work, experience their own, let's say, work, how they deal with the students, how they deal with problems, how they deal with politics, how they deal with technical, you know, technical or material crunches. So this is very important. Travel gives a kind of new learning, new sensibility, new opportunity. So the teachers must design the life in such a way that at least once a year, or sometimes during their work, they have the opportunity to go from one place to another, physically, spiritually, and in terms of disciplinary orientation or exposure. Okay, representation. You as a teacher represent your institution, school or college. You as a teacher represent the community of teachers who share the similar kind of experiences and goals. And you as a teacher, you represent the network of professionals. When you are in a community, you don't necessarily identify with, personally know people in the community, but you surely identify with the person, even though you don't know him, as somebody belonging to your cult, belonging to your fraternity. So, but when you are in a network, you identify with the person, you share resources, you share goals, you share experiences. And this has to do with certain kinds of professional associations or community. So you as a teacher represent your institution. That is one aspect of performance. The other is you represent the community of all the teachers, irrespective of what discipline they are. And you represent a network, a formal network of teachers, mostly belonging to the same field or same discipline. This is the idea. And finally, the most important aspect of mentorship is opportunity for mentoring people that you enter into, which is because it is created by somebody for you, and for others, you become a part of that mentorship project, or you create an opportunity for people to mentor, and yeah, and then you collaborate with them in the sense of transferring or sharing knowledge. And basically, when I say what I understand by mentorship is not teaching primarily, but creating an opportunity of sharing knowledge, using resources, and also allowing people to enter into a network or a community so that they can explore more and more potentials of that community. So a mentor collaborates with a mentee, not necessarily dictates or tries to inculcate certain values or knowledge, but shares it, allows the person to decide whether to take it as it is or take it critically. So finally, mentorship would also be creating a legacy of your uh, discipline, your approaches, your findings, your contribution in the field of knowledge through somebody or some people who have collaborated with you, who have grasped the opportunity that you have created. And actually, mentorship should create a cumulative effect of, increase or expansion of the knowledge and skill that you have, in a sense, reflected upon, invented, and wish to celebrate through a wider dissemination and authenticity. So this is what I understand by teachership as performance, performance as teachership. Thank you very much for your presence. Thank you.